There are several ways to create stockkeeping units, and the first one is manually. So I will use a search function to search for the stockkeeping units. And by clicking on New and then New, I can go ahead and create a stockkeeping unit manually. Now, this is of course always done based on an existing item. So the first thing I need to do is select the item for which I want to create a stockkeeping unit. So let's take the attendance desk. And then the location and or the variant. So in this case, I will only create a stockkeeping unit for location. And let's take location East. And there you go. So my stockkeeping unit is ready, and I can now start configuring the stockkeeping unit for the attendance desk location East. And you can already see that by creating the stockkeeping unit, number of fields are automatically entered, and that's of course based on the information that we already have on the item card. So this is the first way to create stockkeeping units. But then there's also a faster way to create multiple stockkeeping units at once, and that's from the item card. So I will go to items, and I will open any item. So let's take this one for example. And if you now scroll down on the Planning Fast tab, you can see if stockkeeping units already exist. And so for this item, I see that we don't have any stockkeeping units yet. Now to create stockkeeping units, I can click here on Actions, Functions, and then Create Stockkeeping Unit. So let's do this. So here, the first thing I need to select is if I would like to create them for each location variant or location and variant. Then you can also check items on inventory. You can replace stockkeeping units that we already have, and you can enter an item filter and so on. If you don't want to create stockkeeping units for all locations or all variants, you can also filter by location and variant. Then if I click on OK, the program will create stockkeeping units, in this case for each location. So now by clicking on Yes, I can see that I have stockkeeping units for each location, as so for East, Main and West. And now I can start configuring these separate stockkeeping units. Now, if you want to create stockkeeping units for all items at once, you can do this in more or less the same way. So I will start from an item card, and that's it's perfectly possible to use the same item. I will click on Actions, Functions, Create Stockkeeping Unit. So let's replace the one that we already have for this example. And now, and that's very important, I'll remove the item number filter. So because I would like the program to create stockkeeping units for all items. So by clearing the filter, as you can see here, and then by pressing OK, the program has created stockkeeping units for all items. So let's check the result. So this is my item list, but let's open the stockkeeping unit list. There we go. And now you can see the list of all stockkeeping units. And so you can of course see that each item appears multiple times. And so we have a stockkeeping unit per location. So here you can see all the stockkeeping units for location East, then location Main, location West, and so on. So now that my stockkeeping units are created, we can have a look at how to configure them in the following unit.